So after 7 years here in the Philippines, not exactly 7 years in Tibet, but 7 years in Mobile, time to go. Time to flip our lives upside down and start a new adventure. So we're going to be giving all this up for this. Something different. So what's the plan? The plan is, there is no plan. We're just going to wing it. We've basically made the decision to do this for a year, to explore as much of the 2,000 miles or so of navigable rivers and canals that there are here in England and Wales. So, but no plan, we're just going to take it as we go. We know nothing, so if you've been thinking about living on a narrowboat and you're thinking, should I do it, should I not do it, watch us. We'll make every mistake that is humanly possible because we know nothing. So after flying in from the Philippines, we had a 10-day quarantine period with our COVID tests, both negative, thankfully, on day 2 and day 8, and day 10 our freedom was given back to us, and it also coincided with restrictions easing in the UK, so movement was possible. So we've been making our way now from Lichfield down the Trent and Mersey onto the Coventry Canal, onto the Oxford, and then onto the Grand Union, and hopefully soon on our way to Leicester to go and see family and friends. we made it to Leicester. Took a lot longer than we thought, but the locks take a lot longer than we realise, especially because we're still figuring out our way as a team, because we're brand new to this, and as I told you, we don't know very much, but we're learning fast. So we've made it. It's my hometown is Leicester. I grew up here, and so to return, coming down the canal in the sunshine, the only boat on the canal, and people were just emerging from their own restrictions, and it was quite nice, I have to say. So we're going to be seeing people here. We're moored at Castle Gardens, convenient for a lot of people to visit us. I say a lot. I'll have small numbers of people sat outside on the canal side, but we can share a beer, and the weather's nice and it should be comfortable. We can only be here 2 days, and then we'll head down to Friars Mill for a few days. There should be a water point there, and then we'll shuttle back and forth. There's various spaces that we can moor up for the time that we need to be here before we move on. I wish I'd been more organised and filmed the run-in prior to the city centre, because it is pretty, but I'll get that on the way out, because that section of Leicester is beautiful. So not so much that section, but hey, you can't have everything. Good to be back. None of this would have been possible at all without the man behind me, who did all the legwork while we were in the Philippines, because we needed to have a boat here on the ground when we landed. We needed a place to live and a place to quarantine, and without all the extra work that Elliot did, and he didn't think he did very much, but it was massive, we wouldn't have been able to have landed and gone straight on the boat. We wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't have had the last 2 weeks cruising. So big shout out to my man Elliot. Awesome. Okay, so we were moored down there at Friars Mill, and we knew there was no electricity, but we thought there was water, and there is no water. And the nearest place to get water, or a water point, will either be Leicester Marina up that way, or Kilby, which is quite a ways the other way. And it would mean a day's travel, or losing a day or more. And the whole purpose of this trip anyway was to see family and friends. I don't want to waste the weekend. Luckily Elliot behind me has filled his van up, one of his water tanks, because he's a plumber, with water, and he's going to do a couple of trips and fill up on the water tank. What a star. So yeah, water we shall have. So we've made it all the way from Lichfield to Leicester, with no previous experience on narrowboats whatsoever, and the help and advice and the camaraderie that we've felt from the boating community as a whole has been fantastic. At no stage have we been made to feel like we should have known more, or what are you doing. They've always had nice, calm, friendly advice for us all along the way, and it would have took an hour in a car maybe, but it took us over a week in a boat. But it's been way more fun. The mooring up in idyllic landscapes, quintessentially beautiful English countryside. We've been lucky with the weather. It's been a little chilly at times, and it's been snowy once, but it's always been bright and sunny, and it's been beautiful. I mean, stunning. I've spent so many years in so many countries around the world, and you forget just how beautiful England really is, and especially from this vantage point. So we've reached the first destination on our adventures, if you will, in Leicester, to see family and friends, and I'm kind of looking forward to what comes next, because we've barely scratched the surface. We've barely begun to see what really is available on this network, and it's beautiful and it's historic, and there's just so much for us to explore. I can't wait. So see you next week.